Alright, so more and more rumors are surfacing about the Switch 2 coming out in 2024. And even though most of these articles and videos are just clickbait nonsense, I do think it's pretty realistic for Nintendo to release a new console in 2024. The Switch came out in the spring of 2017, so we're coming up on 7 years since it was released. And it was already dated hardware back then. I'm sure third-party developers are just begging Nintendo for a more powerful system. That being said, a lot of people would argue that Nintendo is going to ride out the Switch for a few more years. I mean, Nintendo has never really cared about outperforming their competitors, and this is a very successful console for them. So why risk shaking things up with the new console? It's hard to say. After all, Nintendo can be very unpredictable sometimes. And that's why I thought it'd be fun to make some predictions now and see how accurate I am in the future. So like I said, I do think it's pretty likely Nintendo's next console will come out in 2024. I know I just said most of the rumors are BS, which they are, but there are some that seem somewhat credible coming from multiple sources, and these rumors are about dev kits of the new consoles floating around out there for developers. Plus, it just seems like the perfect time to me. The Switch hype is still riding high, but if they wait too long, there's going to be more and more third-party games that just simply won't work on the Switch. Especially with Microsoft bringing Call of Duty to Nintendo, I don't even want to imagine how bad a new Call of Duty would look and perform on the current Switch. And I think people are ready to buy a new upgraded Nintendo console. We know it won't come out before March 31st because Nintendo released an official statement saying they will not release a console this fiscal year, and the fiscal year ends March 31st. So if it does come out next year, it's probably going to be during the holiday season, sometime between September and November. That is my official prediction, so mark your calendars. You can come back and tell me how stupid I am if I'm wrong. I highly doubt they would drop it in the summer. That would just be bananas. But who knows, it is Nintendo. I'm guessing they will officially release the new console during a direct in the spring or summer to give people time to prepare and pre-order. Assuming I'm correct about the release date, of course. Now let's just get this out of the way. They are not going to call it the Switch 2. Nintendo likes to get more creative with their console names. If I had to put my money on it, I'd say they're going to go with the Super Nintendo Switch. Kind of a callback to the NES and the SNES. And who knows, maybe they'll go with the 3D Switch or something completely different. So if I refer to it as the Switch 2, I'm just using it as a placeholder name. A lot of people are wondering what the next gimmick is going to be. VR, a 3D screen, a foldable screen? The portable home console hybrid is a huge selling point for the Switch. I think it's safe to say they want to continue that. Since the Switch is so successful and it came after their least successful console, the Wii U, I think they're going to play it safe this time around. I don't see them taking a huge risk with a new gimmick. They might as well stick with what works. Just take the Switch and make it better. That's what the people want. Bigger and better screen, better Joy-Cons, more storage, and better performance. But again, this is Nintendo we're talking about. They might just do something completely wacky. They might be looking at these Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle controllers with the pizza smell and saying, yes, this is going to take our games to the next level. We could have Bowser fart in Mario's face and spray a fart smell from the controller to really immerse the player. I like to see them make more improvements to the Joy-Cons. They're not very comfortable, the triggers are terrible, and the joysticks are so bad. It would be really nice if they would address the Joy-Con drift and make it a priority to improve these issues. I mean, these are $70 to $80 controllers, and it really sucks how unreliable they are. It's really hard to predict how powerful this next console will be, but I'm hoping it's at least on par with the base PS4. I mean, the PS4 came out 10 years ago. I don't think it's too much to ask, but what do I know? This is more wishful thinking than a prediction. I have no idea how the Switch 2 is going to perform. Alright, let's talk about the real exciting stuff, the launch titles. Nintendo is going to want to start off with a bang, so let's talk about bangers. A new 3D Mario game is in development, and it's going to be a banger, and would be a huge system seller. It would make a lot of sense too, because Mario Odyssey came out in 2017. The people need a new 3D Mario game. I can also see them launching with a new Mario Kart game that was very successful for them with the Switch's launch. Metroid Prime 4 would be another smart move. There's a ton of hype around Metroid, and this game just keeps getting delayed, so I don't know if it'll be ready in time, but if it is, that would be a perfect launch title. I'm guessing they want to launch with a Zelda game like they did with the Switch, and since Tears of the Kingdom just came out, I doubt they have another brand new Zelda game right around the corner. So if they do launch with a Zelda game, it will probably be a remaster or a remake. Probably Twilight Princess or Wind Waker. That would make the most sense. A new Donkey Kong game would be really nice to see as well. The last Donkey Kong game came out in 2014, and it's fantastic. So that would probably draw in a lot of people. Also, Luigi's Mansion Remastered still doesn't have a release date. I could definitely see this one being on the lineup. I think they'll continue remastering a lot of GameCube games next generation. They're pretty low risk, high reward, and people my age have nostalgia for those games. Plus, they probably feel like brand new games to the younger audience. The last thing I wanted to talk about is backwards compatibility. I think digital games for sure will be backwards compatible. I'm not so sure about the physical games. I really hope they will be, but they might be looking at a new type of cartridge. If that's the case, they might do something like the DS, where you can put Game Boy Advance games in the bottom and DS games at the top. From a business standpoint, you probably don't want to make consoles backwards compatible, so you can resell people the same games. But with that being said, consumers like backwards compatibility, so it is a good selling point. And Nintendo has a pretty good track record when it comes to backwards compatibility. Who knows? Regardless, I'm excited for the future of Nintendo. I can't wait to see what this new console is going to look like and when I can get my hands on it. Thank you for watching, and let me know in the comments what your predictions are. If you think mine are way off, and what you hope to see with Nintendo's next console. Is 2024 too soon? Do you think there's going to be some crazy gimmick? Do you even want a new Nintendo console? Let me know down below.